Hi guys and welcome to today's video. Today I want to share with you my beauty and fashion favourites as well as all the books that I've read in the last month. I actually do think this is going to be quite a short video because I feel like my last one was like filmed 2 weeks ago. It wasn't, but it does feel like that. I don't know why. I don't know if maybe, because it's only my second one of these videos, I'm not sure if going forward I might have to do these like every other month because honestly it was like hard for me to find favourites, and I do think this could be quite a quick video because all the products I'm using and loving this month were the products that I used and loved last month pretty much. But I have managed to find a few favourites. Admittedly, they are largely from my last video where I tried lots of new bits. I just managed to find some products I really love in that video, which is obviously great. First one being the Liz Earle Super Skin Advanced by Faves Brightening Essence. This is supposedly proven to visibly reduce dark spots after 7 days, which is great. I just find this quite a hydrating product, a tiny bit like oilier than most essences, but it's equally, it's not oily. Like I can't even explain it. It's just it's very unusual, but I really like it, and I find that my skin really likes it, so I have been using this lots. I've got other essences that I use, but I really think this is probably the best essence I've used. Really enjoying this. I am still kind of new to it. You can hear there's still loads left, but I've been using it quite a lot. I've been trying not to actually because I'm trying to finish my other essences, but this is so good that I can't help it. Onto SPF, again, I tried this in my last video. This is the Beauty of Joseon SPF 50. I honestly do think that SPFs have come such a long way that most SPFs are good. I haven't used a bad SPF in quite a while, but this one I've just been really enjoying. I think under makeup it works really well. It's also really affordable, which I love. I think it's under £13. I'm pretty sure it's available in Boots, but you can even buy it on TikTok Shop. It's just hydrating. I have dry skin. It just works really well for me. My actual final beauty item, which I know is like, it's only 3, but I wanted to be very honest with this. I didn't want to just put things in here for the sake of it. But the other product I'm really loving is the Slick Stick Anti-Flyaway Hair Wand. Now, it's not something I use on a day that I'm filming typically, but this is almost like a mascara that you use in your hair to slick it back. So on days where I don't have my hair down, I will use this to just put in place my flyaways. I do consider using some of my sideburns because I feel like I have got quite bad sideburns, but it does kind of add a little bit of a sheen, which is fine if your hair's tied up because you can kind of work it through most of your hair. But I don't want like just sheeny sideburns, so I don't typically use it if my hair is down. I think this makes such a big difference to be having quite messy tied up hair, which I do think just doesn't look as neat, to putting this in and it just looking much more like a purposeful hairdo rather than I just have greasy hair. And I think that is the difference between using a product and like just tying up your hair. And this has been really good. I've really enjoyed this. I was actually thinking, because I'm going away in a couple of months, and I was thinking like, oh, what am I going to take with me? And I think this is definitely going to come with me. It's so light, and but I just think it's such a useful product. I do wonder like how it would do like if I'm swimming and stuff, but I mean I don't really dip my hair in that much. Definitely a product I'm going to take with me, and I think a product I will just be using till the end. And I've had this for a while. I feel like I just didn't realise like how much I needed this in my routine, and I feel like I really did. And then on to fashion. Again, I don't have that much to talk about. I have 3 things. One was in my last favourite, but I still love it so much that I just had to mention it again. But firstly, I haven't really been enjoying this. It's slightly damp because it just came out the wash. I have really been loving the Uniqlo cropped built-in bra tees. I think they are great. I do think that if you have a particularly big bust, I do have quite a big bust. I think any bigger than me, you might struggle. I am a 32 double F. It's not perfect, but I still really like it. They're really affordable. I do have a grey one from Primark, which I really like. And if you are interested in this, I'm going to link a little video down below because I compare this to the Primark one. But I've really misplaced the Primark one. So I've only been wearing this white one, but really love it. I think often there are pieces in my wardrobe that I just don't know what to team them with. And this just works so well because it's cropped, but not too cropped. It's quite a casual shape. So if I have something quite dressy on the bottom, it works well. And often I have things that I don't want to like tuck in, and this is a great way to not have to tuck anything in because it is cropped. Then I wanted to very quickly give a a shout out, but it doesn't need a shout out because I've honestly been talking about this so much. But it's from my little leopard set. I'll insert a picture here because I wore it on a Monday when I went to see Kylie Minogue, and I have been wearing it non-stop. I'm honestly having to make myself not wear it. I could wear a piece of it every single day. The jacket is so easy to throw on with any outfit. I would very happily wear it with what I'm wearing now. I actually wore this top with the leopard outfit on the Monday to Kylie Minogue, but the trousers I just think I could wear just to anything. I really love them. The trousers are particularly comfortable. They are a size 14. They're a bit big for me. I am typically a 14. I just think that these trousers do come out very big, so I would just bear that in mind. Easily the best thing that I've added to my wardrobe in the last 6 months, I would say. I think I do need to add more fun pieces to my wardrobe. There's something about this set in particular that I just think is so good. I think it's because it's in your face but equally not super bright, so it's out there, but it's not instantly drawing attention to me. So for example, if I were to wear like a full head to toe red, I feel like you could see me from a mile away, whereas this is still quite muted colours, so I think that works. I think it mixes really well, and honestly I just need a little bit more fun in my wardrobe, and this very much has helped me insert that. I just need to find other ways to add more fun, because at the moment I'm being very reliant on this one cohort, but really love it. Finally, in terms of like fashion, I am working with this brand, but not on this video. They absolutely don't know that I'm mentioning this, but I have to be honest, and I am loving, like truly loving everything that I've received from Anya Hay recently. I put my teeth in a very dangerous position, but these two are new, so they're both adjustable, which I really like. And the reason I really like that is because I often have rings for these two fingers, but for this finger it's just like an odd finger and so I don't always have a ring for that, and so now I love that I can build up my ring collection, and these can fit almost on any finger. I do think they're probably a bit big for my little finger, but they fit on my thumb and any other finger, and I love that. Not just that, I just think they're great rings. I think this is a really lovely shape. It's chunky but still very feminine, and then this one is not too thin but still dainty enough. I love them. These hoops I love. I just think they're the perfect everyday size. And then the necklaces I also really like, but I would say the necklaces is the one place where I have other necklaces that I really like, as much as these I would say. But the rings, these might be my favourite rings that I own at the moment. Yeah, I actually would say so. And then my earrings, I think these are just a plain hoop, but I think they're going to be my most worn hoop for a while to come, to be completely honest. I feel like I've been after a staple, like good quality hoop like this for a really long time. I also wanted to very quickly mention that I have got a link to BookBeat, which is a platform that I've been using. I've used it for about a year now for audiobooks. I do use it on and off, and that is obviously something that you can do, and something that I kind of recommend people do with subscriptions is to use them on and off. But if you are into audiobooks, I think they've also got like books that you can read on your phone. I just love an audiobook. If you are interested, I have got 90 days free, so I'll link that down below as well. I know you can read Blue Sisters on it. I haven't read anything super recently, but I've got a list of books that I do want to read. Maybe I'll leave them here. So I think over the probably in the next month, I will listen and read quite a lot from BookBeat, and if you are interested, it's free for 3 months, so give that a go as well. And now let's talk about the 5 books that I read last month. I have been aiming for 6, but I reached 5. I really feel like it was a hard reading month for me. So firstly, I started with Chuggy Bane by Douglas Stewart. Now, Douglas Stewart also wrote another book I really want to read, which I don't know what it's called, but I'll insert the other one I want to read here. I spotted this one in charity shop and I picked it up. I've seen good reviews. I had checked Goodreads to see the reviews as well. This story is about a young boy who grows up in the 1980s in Glasgow, and he's navigating poverty, bullying. He has an alcoholic mother. I just think this book is quite long, so it's 430 pages, and I found it very sad for 430 pages. And I did actually initially give this a 4 stars, but I think like in hindsight, it would be a 3.5 for me. I wasn't looking forward to reading this because it was long and it was sad, and it ended up kind of feeling like a bit of a slog for me, to be completely honest. And I feel like maybe I'm missing something, because so many people do seem to really love this book. I've seen people give this 5 stars, people that I really trust, but for me that it simply wasn't that. Yeah, it wasn't my favourite. I wouldn't recommend this one just because I feel like it's sad, so like why go through it? And it's not to say that I don't like sad books, but it felt like this didn't really have a happy ending, And again, I don't know if I necessarily need a happy ending, but I just didn't really see there being any happiness in this, to be completely honest. Yeah, not for me. Then I wanted something a little bit lighter. And I went for Dawn French Because of You. This is a book about two women who give birth at the same time in the same hospital in London. And unfortunately, one of them loses their baby. And on the way out of the hospital, in like a split second, she steals another baby. And we follow both those mothers and their partners somewhat, and it is a really interesting book. I think Dawn French used to be a midwife. I could be confusing her, but I'm pretty sure she did, so I'm assuming that's a little bit where she got this idea from. And I did cry quite a lot in this book, I would say, because honestly I went into this a bit blind. I didn't realize it was going to be, I clearly didn't read the blurb, because it makes it very clear that Anna leaves with empty arms, and I don't know, I should have read the blurb. I definitely cried at this book, but there was still like happiness in this book for sure, and that was the difference between this and Shuggie Bain. So I would give this a 4 out of 5, and I would recommend reading this one, to be completely honest. I looked forward to reading this. I wanted to know what was going to happen next, and it felt like things actually happened, whereas Shuggie Bain, I just feel like it was the same sadness. Not a 5 out of 5, because I don't think I'm going to be continuously thinking about this book. I don't think, but who knows. Then I went on to The Rachel Incident by Caroline O'Donoghue. I don't know why, I really struggled to pronounce her surname, but this is set in Cork in the late 2000s, and it is about Rachel, who works at a bookshop and becomes like best friends with James. Rachel kind of starts falling for her professor, and then we kind of like explore that. I really don't want to give too much away, but I liked how this book explored like friendship, betrayal, identity, love. It was funny. I don't think it was like overly predictable. At least I didn't predict what was happening. I would say a little bit slow though, but I like a slow book, and this was the perfect amount of slowness. And again, it wasn't just super sad, so I think that's part of the reason why I didn't mind that it was a bit slow. 300 pages. I would recommend reading this. It was 4 out of 5 for me. Oh, okay, and then on to my most controversial one here. I read The Unbearable Lightness of Being by Milan Kundera. This is a translation, I think, from Czech, but I'm not actually sure what language it's translated from. And I think this is the lowest rating I've given a book in a really long time, if not ever. I wanted to like stop reading this book so badly, but I pushed through. This book is set in Prague in the 1960s, and it follows Tomas, who is a Czech surgeon, and he's kind of like struggling with being faithful to his wife, and it very much explores fidelity and love and those sort of things. It talks a lot about like lightness, but I didn't care for the characters. It felt like they didn't care for too much. There were like little passages that really filled me with hope that this book was going to get better, and then it just never did. Honestly, I feel like at points I didn't understand what was going on. At points I was saying to Mike, like, maybe I'm just not smart enough to understand this book. Maybe that's the case. I don't think it's the case. I think this book's a bit pretentious. It just wasn't for me. I have seen on TikTok lots of people saying that this is their favourite book. It does seem to be largely men. I'm not saying it's just men, but they seem to enjoy it a little bit more. I'm tempted to kind of ask Mike to read this to get his thoughts, because people are saying this is their favourite book and I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. This was a proper slog for me. I was like reading it for the sake of reading it, and I know people tell me to just give up, but because so many people love this book, I thought it was gonna get better. It didn't. It wasn't for me. I think actually it's going back on my shelf, but I think next time I do a book clear out, this is gonna go, because I disliked it so much that I feel like I don't even want it on my shelf. And then finally, after that, I needed something easy to read. It was approaching the end of the month. I just feel like it took me so long to get through The Unbearable Lightness of Being that I knew I wasn't going to hit my goal of 6 books. Having a goal is controversial, because people say that we shouldn't gamanize reading. If I don't gamanize reading, I will not read, so I have to set a target for myself. But last month, because it took me so long to get through the Unbearable Lightness of Being, it was a long book and I found it boring. I needed something light that I could read in a sitting. I thought I had the exact book, and I did. I read Sweet Bean Paste by Dorian Sukigawa. This is quite a thin book. It has 200-ish pages. It's about Sentaro, who works at a dorayaki shop, which is a shop that smells like sweet pancakes, and he's approached by an older lady who wants to be employed at his shop. He's a bit unsure. She has an issue with her hands, that they're a bit disfigured, and he kind of questions whether he should employ her because of that. But she has a gift for making sweet bean paste. He employs her and we kind of explore their relationship. It talks a lot about age. It talks a lot about Japan's history with leprosy and social isolation. And honestly, it was just lovely. I'm only giving it a 4.5 out of 5, not a 5. I think because it was a short book, it's almost like I didn't have enough time to really fall in love with the characters like I would with a 5-star. Lovely nonetheless. The perfect way to spend an afternoon if you're looking for something that you can just read in a sitting, and I could not recommend this enough. By far the book I'd recommend reading the most out of all the books I've spoken about today. And even though it's not a 5 stars for me, I would put it in my like must reads because it's short, it's easy to read, it's quick to read, but equally it's a warm hug. And sometimes, most of the time, that's what I'm looking for in a book. And that is all the books that I read last month. Currently I am reading The Six Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I'm not that far into it. I think I'm like a quarter of the way in. I'm really enjoying it though, and fingers crossed I'm gonna like it. I have 90 Goodread friends and 50 of them have read that book, which I think is a huge amount, and I think all bar 2 have given it 5 stars, so I have high expectations. I know I spoke about TV in the last video and I wanted to kind of mention it now as well. I really haven't been watching that much. I feel like there hasn't been that much. We finished Your Friends and Neighbours. That was good. What else? We've been watching Clarkson's Farm. I know Clarkson's a bit controversial, but we do enjoy Clarkson's Farm. I'm watching Race Across the World and what's the other thing? Taskmaster. Great if you're looking for terrestrial TV options. But actually, I need some recommendations from you. Let me know what you've been watching recently and you think that I might like. I don't love anything fantasy, but anything else, please leave it down below, because Mike and I in particular really need something to watch together. So that's the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I am really enjoying filming these. I think I will make it a monthly thing, especially if you guys do enjoy them. I will leave all my links down below. I'm trying to post a little bit more on TikTok and hopefully Instagram here as well. So any comments and support is hugely appreciated. I honestly, especially on YouTube, every time I receive a comment, I am like, ooh, like really excited by it. So thank you very much. And I will see you in a week or so with my next video. See you then. Bye.